Hello, my friends. Welcome, welcome. Give me 1 second. Let me get everybody going on. There we go. All right. YouTube is live. Welcome, YouTube. Good to see everybody. Hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? All right. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you guys. So let's see what we got here. Let me turn on the chat. All right, so the chat is open. If you have questions or comments throughout, as you know, just throw them out there and I'll get to them either immediately or in Q&A when they show up. So I hope everybody's doing good, because I know the pressure is insanity, and it's like we are trying to make too much out of it. But as I was sharing earlier in the label of tonight's call, is the kind of the imposter syndrome is starting to appear. It's starting to pop up, and we don't like it, right? We don't like any of this, but the good news is it's because it's forcing us to grow. So on the high note, we're on our way out, to the new earth, to higher frequencies, to living a better life. And so we have to start understanding ourselves. So let's get started and see what that. All right, everybody, welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Daune Thompson. Again, thank you all for being here, especially all the newbies. You are all perfect exactly where you are right now. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. As much as we feel like there's something wrong, there's not. I love you, and remember that Truth Tribe is to illuminate self-awareness of your health, wealth, and love. I do not believe you need 20 years of therapy. You need clarity now. And you don't need an astrology chart as well for Truth Tribe, but it helps for self-awareness when I bring up some of the hot spots throughout the call. Okay? All right. Healing the imposter syndrome. Don't you guys find it odd, right, that we all have an imposter syndrome, even though we are all here for let's go over a little bit in my chair. Okay. Even though we all have a different mission, right? We all have a different mission and purpose, and so why are we feeling inadequate? Like, I find that super fascinating, because we're comparing ourselves to someone who doesn't even have the same journey. And that's fascinating. So this healing the imposter syndrome always starts with hearing yourself say out loud or in your head, right? I can't do that. Like, who do I think I am that I can be like them? Now, whoever them or they are to you, right? No. That we have to look at that specific on the spot. That's the whole point of the imposter, right? You're trying to be someone that's not you, and the parts of your life that you see in them that you think, oh, but I can't be like them, I'm not them. You don't see the other parts of their life that you're excelling in and they are total disasters in. So of course you feel like the imposter when you're trying to, be someone else. So it's surfacing now for a lot of people. Why? Because we are learning to leave a very unhealthy lifestyle that's not natural to the human body, the mind, or the spirit, right? That whole go, 110% to the point of draining our batteries. Then you end up with this low battery. Then the body says no. Then the body gets sick, injured, or worse. Then only to be upset about recharging your battery because you have to sleep or be silent or in solitude. Right? Then you get completely uncomfortable because you can't go out and distract your mind with substances or stimulation, right? So then our mind gets no opportunity as well to recharge itself with energy to fuel the body. So even the body begging for rest is unable to rest because the messy mind won't give it permission to just be, right? And just being, think about this, brings you back to you. This is not a learned trait, my friends, so it's very hard to do. It's very hard to go, I deserve to just do nothing. I deserve to heal. I deserve to grow. I deserve to pick me. This is not learned. Goes against everything you know, which is why this is coming up right now. So downtime makes you dream of more, and that's when the going starts getting good, right? But then also, right, the downtime, you see our darkness. We see darkness we dislike, and we can't believe we have such shitty thoughts. All of us, right? You can't believe you have such shitty thoughts about yourself. This is why when shitty people show up to reveal your insecurity, where you feel not enough, the person who wants to be, the person you want to be, I should say, whoever people show up, is who you're avoiding out of comparing yourself to others, right? So the person you want to be, you're avoiding that person out of comparing yourself to other people who you don't even really want to be anyway. Don't you find this? I find this concept so fascinating. Like, you don't even want to be those people. Why do you give a shit? But we're doing that. That's where the imposter comes out. We've been in the wrong direction of body, mind, spirit for so long, working on the body, going in and fixing and creating and being, and it feels like an imposter version of you. To choose your soul's truth, engage in those proper thoughts that create the body physical experience that you deserve. And those thoughts have to start with your soul, with your truth, with who you are. And we discuss this in the DMT method deeper, but in an essence, you must free your energy field from energy boulders in your beliefs about what your soul wants, not what stupid, dumbass society wants for you or tells you to want. So even healing has to change the label to detoxing. You don't need to heal anymore. You got to get the boulders out of the body, out of the energy fields, so the body can do what the body knows how to do. The body, mind, and spirit, my God, you are so powerful. We know what to do, but we're not getting all the energy that's blocking us out of the way. There's nothing wrong with you. You're simply unaware of the draining of your battery trying to be other people instead of planning in your own energy. Who I am, planning who I want to be, where I want to go. And that happens by choosing happiness. And when you choose happiness, that's when things start going bonkers, which is choosing you, which is choosing to see your soul. And your soul won't choose anything that isn't for your highest good. But we are so afraid to pick that, because when you get quiet, you start thinking, oh, and then the ego's like, right? It's your ego that rejects expansion. So your soul keeps redirecting you to find opportunities to see patterns for a new vision. Go see this pattern, you keep doing that. Don't do, see, you did it again. See, there it is again. Pick a new vision. Let's go that way. It's the pattern, not the people, that you must start considering. So when you understand this, I want you to hear these words. The solution is in the cause. You will see your way out, right? Your peers around you, whoever they may be, present pressure to see yourself. If you feel like an imposter around whoever, okay, it's you attracting them to remind you of where you're wounded, or you wouldn't even notice them anymore. They would just be people living their lives. And so their gift is showing up, showing you, ooh, I need to go look at the cause, not look at what's wrong with me, that I'm not enough for them. It's always a worth issue. It's always a question. Okay. And so partners pressure you to see your wounds. Think whether it's, let's just call it peers, let's go into your partners or relationships or marriages, right? They pressure you to see your wounds, yet you blame them instead of seeing the pattern. Your physical environment pressures you. People pressure you. And it's hard because it's the part of you that is ready to upgrade, or it wouldn't bother you. Please understand this. Anything that scares the fuck out of you, you're ready. Because if it's not scaring you, you're not even ready to bounce back up to it. You avoid it. You find safer spaces. It's a big deal. So it's less about healing yourself and more about seeing the blocks in between your wounds and your wisdom. And we're going to talk about what part of your chart holds the wound today. But your imposter attracts everything it can to validate your wounds, only to sabotage yourself so you can stay safe instead of living your greatest life. That's all that's happening. It's not that you deserve it and you're not worthy of it. So you can run away from the energy in its origin and comparison. You can keep running away from your energy, right? But if you keep running away from the origin and you compare yourself to what you're not, you're still going to feel like crap, right? You are drawn to the wounded energy in your mind to validate your worthlessness in the physical wound. The physical body is going to go, I'm going to go find something to make me feel physically in pain, mentally in pain, emotionally in pain. And see, when I show up around my friends, they're so much more successful. So I feel like shit and I'm a loser. See, if I want that bigger job and I don't deserve it, see, I knew I shouldn't have gone there. I don't think I'm worth it. The hell you're not. You're absolutely worth it. And my point is when you're living out of your heart, that's what you're bringing. You're bringing the big guns because the heart knows, your soul knows what you're worth. Body, mind, spirit, my friends, your wounded nervous system in your energy field sets you up for matching wounded experiences. So every time like someone just said, I'm scared shitless about starting this new job. Good. It means you're excited in your soul saying, we're going to do something new. We deserve something new instead of the old programmed wound. The cause holds the solution. The cause of pain of not being in an old job is pushing you to the solution of something better. We're just so afraid of what's out there because it's unknown, right? But spirit, your soul, your body might, and your ego might say, no, nervous system doesn't know this. But spirit says, go big, baby. Your body's memory says, no, go big, right? That's what's happening. Wisdom, my friends, is in the wound. The cut is in the clearing. You can clear it from the cut, right? The wound is holding your warrior. I cannot say this enough. The wound holds the warrior that you have sitting inside of you. Refusal to see it only perpetuates it. That's the problem. We're not looking. I can tell you that most out of thousands of clients I've worked with, okay, most refuse to see it. And its appearance enforces your option of cutting a new path. When you feel so scared or nervous, like I'm not enough, it's showing you cut a new path, go somewhere new. That's how you know. If you're going somewhere new and you don't know how to do it, but you're going anyway, that's how you know you're breaking the imposter syndrome. Showing up who you are instead of showing up who you think they want you to be. It's a whole different ballgame, right? But it reveals when we're in it, shitty, unrealistic comparisons instead of exact comparisons. If it's an exact comparison, it means they have the exact birth chart, the exact journey, the exact karma and dharma and wounds and healing. They have everything exact and no one has the same soul. So I call bullshit, right? Your wisdom is in your wound. It's time to address when you run away from an obvious pattern. I mean, it happens over and over and over. Instead of labeling it as a person or a curse or karma or an issue that you can't get over, right? You have to stop this. It's total bullshit and you all know it. When you go, oh gosh, you're right, I do have a pattern with that. Look at the pattern. It's a cop-out and it makes the imposter feeling worse inside of us. Today, begin focusing on the pattern, not the person making the wound, not the childhood wound that you got that you remember and that's what you keep repeating. What is the pattern you're stubbornly refusing to review, right? Instead of the person you're condemning or feeling the presence of when you're in their presence, you feel this imposter syndrome. Because the imposter feeling means, this is how simple it gets. The imposter feeling means you're not being your own authority. To walk into every room and know if you don't know the answer, you'll find it, or no, you already know what to do. The imposter shows up when you're not being your own authority for your own needs. When you remove yourself from the judgments and the pedestals that you have others on, It's so easy to see the pattern. And then you're free from feeling like an imposter, and you will find the power of your wounds holding your warrior to be free. It's like like a double-edged sword, right? This side is the wound, but this side cuts a new path. And we have to look at it as the gift. So tonight, you guys, if you have your chart, go ahead. I'm going to repeat again. Look for Chiron in your chart. We did it last week, but I'm going to have you guys look again for Chiron, because Chiron, whatever house, don't worry about the planet. Don't worry about all that kind of stuff. Just worry about where Chiron is in your chart. And wherever Chiron is in your chart, I want you to look at what house. If you don't have your chart, just look through these and look at where you feel imposter syndrome with yourself, with money, with thinking, communication, with home and family, with fun, with health, with partners, transformation and change, doctrines and beliefs, career, your public, society, social, or your spiritual self. Think of it from that perspective, okay? Oops, sorry, a second. I missed my share. Second, I lost my share here. Hold on a second. Sorry, it pulled off my screen. I'm gonna pull it back up for you. 1 second. Okay. There we go. It should be back on the screen. But again, if you don't have, your chart, you don't need it. You know exactly where you feel the imposter syndrome, right? But if you can find Chiron in your chart, it's where you're wounded as a child. It's where you felt the most, pressure and discomfort in your life. Okay. And it's where your wounded warrior sits. So if you have your chart, just go find out what slice your Chiron sits and choose what area, which one of these themes, what area you feel, right, and you resonate with, and then see which of these areas the imposter syndrome most appears for you, right? And if not, find the topic that appears for you. This is the fastest place to check yourself for keeping your sword up and cutting new horizons, going, oh, it is uncomfortable there. It is wounded there. I don't like that there, but pull out my sword and move forward anyway, because you actually have power. You might feel like self-sabotaging habits appear in that topic that need your plan to cancel it, right? Cancel that topic. It's all on you. Chiron is where we get wounded as a child, but we're here to heal and then teach ourselves and others by our example as an adult. So what would you teach yourself in that category? In that theme where your Chiron sits? Okay, because when you think through this, you're going to start going, oh my gosh, that is where my imposter syndrome. Mine's here in the 11th house. I do this all day long, my friends. I can tell you, when I get on stage, I feel like an imposter, just like all of you, like, oh my God, but I'm not Tony Robbins, right? And then I'm like, but would I want to be him? No, I don't. But what's fascinating is that's your mind goes there. Am I not the top coder in the company? Am I not the top, manager of this type of a company? Am I not the best builder? Am I not the best, cook, chef, whatever? Oh my God, but I'm not them, so I'm going to look bad. That's silly. You bring a whole different energy to the game. That's when you pull out your sword and you carve a new path. Okay, and so let me stop this. I'll put that chart into the Facebook. All right, so when you think through this, you guys have to understand, we are in a phase right now of you are not picking old earth, new earth. Old earth is a low frequency. New earth is you're raising your consciousness about all the things that you don't want to have over here anymore. You don't want to be blocked. You don't want to be imprisoned. You don't want to be scolded. You don't want to be belittled. You don't want to be abused. You don't want to be hurt. You don't want to be sad. You don't want to be lonely. Whatever. It's one of those things. And the only way you can shift to this new earth, this new frequency, this new beautiful way of living is by pulling out your damn sword and cutting a new path and not caring because you're not competing with another person because they don't have the same journey. Everybody really quick, repeat after me. I teleport into my dream reality now. Clap 3 times. That was a short intro into your imposter syndrome, because I'm going to tell you why it's coming up right now, because I have a little bit longer of a planetary update that's going to go, oh, that's why I'm feeling how I'm feeling, right? This is what's going on, okay? The universe, the planets are forcing us like a rag, squeezing out all that crap for us to see, but you can't let go of what you don't know. And if you can't see it, you won't go, oh, no, go that way. Cut the path, cut out the weeds, move to a new place, get a new job. The best thing about this person getting a new job, oh, Pooja, it's awesome. Because a new job means you're cutting a path with your authority. It's amazing. All right, my friends. So this Thursday, you're all feeling it already. Everybody, a couple people said, is there a full moon this week? Yep. You can already see it because it's a super moon. On Thursday, the 17th, supermoons just mean, we've had 3 supermoons, but supermoons just mean that the moon is closer to the earth right now, okay? And so when it's closer to the earth, you feel the energy stronger and it's brighter, okay? It's at 25 degrees of Aries. So if you have your chart and you know where 25 degrees of Aries is, go look where that full moon is going to hit you. It's also hitting you in several areas. It's a super moon, and it's the biggest news also coming out on top of that moon. I'm going to touch back on the moon, but this is what's going on. Venus is at 29 degrees, and it's touching Pluto, it's touching Uranus, and it's touching Neptune, these far outer planets. And they're very powerful planets shifting our entire collective, as you're all feeling right now. So everybody keeps going, am I the only? No, you're not the only one. We're all feeling this go that way energy. But no, I'm not enough. Go that way, but I'm not enough. That's what we're feeling, because the old nervous system, the old body that was programmed with drain your battery, doesn't fucking work anymore. And you all know it, but the programming isn't quite there to go, I can do this. Daune's saying, you can freaking do this. Go. Okay. So in addition, the North Node, I'm talking about, this is all about the transits, not your birth chart that we just looked at before. And the transits, the North Node is igniting. Remember, the North Node is leaves. You want to grow into that direction. So what's happening with Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune that are causing us to wake up and see, what do we want? Visions, okay? Change, expansion. The North Node ignites the leaves of your tree and big vision. So it's touching, the full moon has to be where one of the North Node, where the nodes are. So it's sitting on the full moon, North Node, and then it's in Aries. And then Venus moves into Sagittarius on that day too, which is the sign of bigger vision, a visionary life. I mean, this stuff, you can't make it up. Even if I tried, I couldn't make this stuff up, okay? It's why you're feeling what you're feeling. So do I see what I mean? And you go, okay, well, what does this all mean, Dawn? Okay, this is how simple. It means figure out what the fuck you want. What do you value? Not they, not what they tell you, not what anybody's telling you. What do you value? What makes your heart dream so big? And you're like, I don't know if I can do that. Stop comparing yourself. I mean, it's super great when people are so glued to their phones right now. Everybody on one platform of social media, right? And all you see is, I have 5 Ferraris. I'm so successful. I'm a multimillionaire with 10 homes. I travel the world. I have such luxurious life. But it's not what you value. So you're still going to be depressed as all get out. That's why you're feeling like, I don't know if I can do that. I know, because that's not what you're supposed to do. I mean, like, is it who you really are? And none of those things are wrong. They're beautiful. Have the friend with all those things. Go enjoy them and pick something else. Right? Because I would like all of them as well, except for the cars and the boats. Those just aren't my thing, right? Or maybe I don't want the houses all over the world, right? But I'd like to go all over the world. I just prefer to lease and then walk out on my own time because I don't want to maintain it. Some people do. different strokes for different folks, but we don't do that. We're like, oh, but I'm not that. None of these are wrong choices, my friends. But to be attractive and attract the things that are vitally important to you, to your dream life, requires you knowing what that dream life is. And when we're hanging on to that Chiron wound and saying I'm not enough, and I guarantee in that house, the house that it sits in, it's getting you by the booty. None of these things hold value to a rancher or someone who loves horses, right? And that dream will always be built into what you value. So you have to consider, this imposter wound makes me want that. Do I really want that, the lifestyle, or do I really want that? I want that, but that's what you're comparing yourself to. Instead of comparing yourself to, no, I really want that. So let's now add the full moon in Aries, which is going to bring up Aries rules war and assertion and drive and aggression, okay? And so it's going to bring up tension, which is causing you to have breakthroughs that are ready to happen. That's why you're feeling the imposter. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yes, 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 you can do it. As we discussed last week, right? The way you break through is connecting to something bigger than you, not what is this teeny tiny step. And I know I've encouraged you to take one step, right, in the past. Yes, take a step forward. But what I'm asking you guys to do right now, because the planets will force you, is take the step forward, but where? Where are you going? And we get so bottled down because you've been go, 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 100%, 110%, do this, no, go over there, have a social hour, party, no, I want to stay home, no, literally there's so much stimulation, you don't know what the hell you want. And you can't take a step forward if you don't know where you're going or what you're leaving behind. We're leaving behind this Chiron wounded imposter syndrome. That's where it's coming from. Not what you have to do and I'm not asking, oh my gosh, I got to plan what I have to do in the next minute, the next hour, the next week. No, I don't give a shit about that. I gotta go post if I have a social media account. Oh, no, I have to go be this great email marketing person. No, I have to be a salesperson. I just want you to plan what's in the future. My husband and I just set up our entire year's plan for travel, investment, and romance. And yes, we plan romance. A whole year of it. Not next week, not next weekend, a year of all three of what we're going to do. Can we adapt? Of course. What is your vision, my friends? And where do you want to be 3 years from now, 10 years from now? Go big. And the thing that's going to stop you from not knowing how to get that vision is not knowing what you value, because you're going to get caught up in Amazon's deal of the day and someone's couture bag and attending a trip to a country or a new place that you couldn't afford, or buying a product that isn't going to do you any good anyway because you don't really love it as much as you love something else. That's what we're doing. Our nervous systems are used to that. This is the imposter syndrome, my friends. And when your vision is not what you're shooting for and you feel scattered, being everything but you. You've been everything to everyone, run down, dead batteries for everyone but you. Okay? So you feel like you have nothing unique or different about you. I call bullshit because I can see all your charts and I know you are beautiful and amazing and powerful. Chiron has a sword in it. Get it? Right? Because maybe somebody's different than you or more glamorous than you online. Right? These glamorous online imposters who aren't as happy as you think, my friends. And so then you compare yourself or to peers of yours that aren't as happy as they look, my friends. And then you feel like you have to discount yourself or discount what you want or lessen what you want, feeling that you have to master something before you can actually dream your big vision. No. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions tonight, okay? 1, what wound on that chart or in department, what theme, what wound keeps me from stepping into my leadership role in that area? That's where your Chiron imposter sits. Number 2, what are my biggest, someone says repeat. What wounds keep me from stepping into leadership? And it could be in any area because you don't have to lead everywhere, right? Number two, the biggest wounds in my self-confidence. What are those? Where are they? And three, what are my fears around sharing my work or personal vision with others because of their reaction? What will people think? My fears around sharing my personal work or personal vision, could be something not around work, with others because of their reactions. Okay, this will push you to self-awareness to a level of owning your crap and you got to expect messiness to arrive, because your ego is going to say no, 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 and your spirit's like, yes, get the sword, cut the path. Right? The moon is going to ignite all the self-healing in your energy field. Number three, someone says, repeat it. Fears around sharing my work or personal vision with others because of their reactions. Okay. So again, the moon's going to ignite self-healing in your energy field. Okay. It's no coincidence that things and people and places and experiences may appear to force you into self-healing. One of those wounds may come up. So someone just shared, I'm going to bring up all these questions in a minute, but oh my God, I'm freaking out, imposter syndrome. I'm scared shitless to ever start a new job, right? It's appearing for your self-healing. It's beautiful. Don't get caught up in the drama in your head. If you're not living it directly in the moment, you've got to stand in, I don't care how it feels where I'm going, I'm cutting a path and that's where I'm going, whether it's right here or I got to keep moving. You can send your energy when someone's struggling to someone, or they're frustrated, or you're watching stupid stuff on and difficult or trends, people challenges that are just terrible online, because that's all that goes on, because everybody's talking about dark, 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 right? Destruction, 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 right? Send your energy and loving intentions. If you are not in that exact experience in this now moment, just send your loving intentions and consider the extreme events are going to match your mindset if you stay there. So get out. Okay? Get out. All right, my friends. Right here. Tap in. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I know courage. I know love. I know truth. One more time. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Okay. I'm going to open up Q&A and I'll tap on all the questions that are coming in. I'm going to open up Q&A tonight on, please share what area of your life do you feel imposter syndrome? Just say it out loud. And who do you compare yourself to? I mean, because I can share immediately. My imposter syndrome is up in that 11th house of leading the masses, the humanitarian, helping people, the whole masses of people see freedom, see growth, validate their truth, right? As much as I do this with you on every Monday night, I still have it. And then I have to cut out the sword and go, wait a minute, but you're really good at this. Just go do it. And don't worry about who's there. Don't worry about if, you're doing it perfect or not. Now, who do I compare myself to? All the big dogs. And so then I have to go back and go, well, but I'm not them. I'm not even any of their signs. I'm not even their personality. They don't even teach what I teach, but I'm comparing myself to people who aren't me. That's what I want you to ask yourself, okay? What area of your life do you feel it? And who do you compare yourself to? Okay, let's see. Let me go back to the questions real quick. I'm starting a new job and my imposter syndrome is really on a high horse. Pooja, you're going to be amazing. I already know it. Next thing is, so instead of healing, consider it detoxing of negative thoughts and release that pattern. Yes, all of you who I'm sorry, I slid that in earlier. Stop trying to heal. You don't need to heal. Your body is this magnificent power center. It has brilliance beyond your imagination of knowing what to do. Okay. So your body knows how to heal. It's removing not just the thoughts, but the physical toxins, the mental toxins. So if you're constantly just going, no, I don't need to heal anything. I just need to detox. Now, I don't know why, I probably need to detox things that are making me inflamed, which is why my my hip hurts and I really got to start working on that. Or, hey, I really got to start detoxing whatever keeps flaring my stomach up. Like, we don't think about releasing stuff so our body can do what it needs to do. We just keep trying to do more. Again, drain the battery. Okay. Does that make sense? So focus on detoxing crap in your life that doesn't serve you anymore. Okay. Let's see. Chiron is in my 5th house, fun and romance and children. So there's a part of you that was wounded in being able to have fun and pick you and be joyful and dance and sing and live your most brilliant voice. And how you heal that is romance. Choose romance, whether you're married. So tell your husband how you're going to go romance. Tell him what you want for romance. Tell him what you're going to do. When it comes to your kids, go dance and sing. Go express your artistic creativity to the world, and do not compare yourself or worry that children, most likely in that house, and or your romantic partner will judge you or compare you or tell you you're not enough. That's where it's coming up. Okay, I believe my Chiron is in the 4th house. Okay, Brian, 4th house Chiron means it's at the house of home, mom. This is where our biggest shadow shows up in the 4th house. Okay, and so this is your imposter. He says, I feel like many times I'm an imposter in my own family, especially my father's side of the family, all resentment. You're spot on, my dear. Right? 4th house Chiron is when we feel like an imposter and we feel wounded in our household. And so it's you creating an environment for yourself where you go find safety for yourself. You find how to nurture your gifts. You find how to bless yourself. You find a way to create the most safe sanctuary for your own life, whether it's detoxing your house and making it zen and peaceful, your apartment, wherever you live, whether it is stepping into the next version of yourself. It's so crucial we start asking ourselves, am I actually doing what I need to do to make what I didn't like and I felt unwelcome? I'm going to go make myself so welcome in my home, in my financial security, my emotional security. But the shadow of your parents come up, you're here to heal it. Someone says, for many years, I thought I wanted to be a singing teacher. And I was for 8 years. Oh, it's so cool. But I always thought that it wasn't enough, that I wasn't enough working there. Yeah, girl, you go do this. You go do it and you do it big and you keep doing it, even if it's just on the side. And you do it because I'm telling you, if that's where you shine and it brings out your joy, I tell you what, you will attract clients to you to help. They'll come to you. All right. Career, money, and health. I compare myself with everyone. All right. So Pooja's given us a very good example here for everybody. Career, money, and health are because your nervous system are wired there, which is why I was telling you, we don't take enough time quiet and go, but what do I really want? You can have an amazing career with tons of money by being a singing coach, because there are a lot of them out there. There are so many voice coaches out there. There are so many speakers out there like myself that want you to work on their voice, work on their presentation, work on their projection. So it doesn't have to just be with music. It could be all versions of voice that you could make a ton of money. So there, I fixed those two for you. Health is the same thing. Detox, don't heal. Change the language, my friends, and you will see a whole different ball game. Okay. 9th house, Chiron. This 9th house where you have your Chiron, it says, I'm worried that I don't know enough how to move my company to the next phase. How am I going to do this? Am I smart enough to do this? Where is my next inspiration going to come from? I feel like I'm supposed to have all the answers. And that is a telltale sign of the 9th house, the house of beliefs and what we've been taught to believe. So if we're wounded that what we believe is possible and that it's not possible, you're going to question all the time, because it's also the house of education. I don't know enough. I don't know enough. And my answer is, get out your sword, cut the path, and you will learn as you go, because I guarantee you, you do know enough, and you do know what you need to do, and you do know where you need to get to. Okay? All right. Let's see. Does it mean anything that my boyfriend is a Gemini? No, but can we find out where his Chiron is? What it means with I don't know about Gemini right now, but Gemini is probably feeling just as much as everybody else right now, imposter syndrome, because my friends, we're all feeling this because we have never been able to pick us. We've been under this shroud of control and kind of our heads down for so long, and you're all putting your heads up, and the universe is making you do this. If I gave you all the planets of what's going on right now, you would like almost throw up because it's so insane. It's just beautiful. It doesn't mean you're going to let go of anyone forever. Maybe you just got to stop hanging out with someone. Give me more, Jackie, if you can tell me what, if you can tell me his chart or his Chiron, I would love to know that. All right. Let's see. No, look at my first question. My Chiron is in my my Chiron is in my fourth house of Gemini. So here's another fourth house person. Okay. Those of you who have Chiron in the fourth house, this is the fourth house. Let me pull this up for you guys again. I'm going to share my screen. This will help you guys see what's going on here. When you look at these, darn it. Hold on. I was pulling out of stuff, and here we go. Okay. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can look at this again, because what I want you guys to focus on, we're like, well, mine is in this house. Okay, I get that. But if Chiron is in your fourth house, and we know that Chiron is the planet or the sign, the symbol that tells us, hey, this is hurt really bad when I was little in my fourth house. I didn't like how I grew up. I felt like I wasn't enough. You're always going to feel like you're not enough. In air, it was always about what you think and think through it. And the emotions were never part of your production. Because the fourth house is home and mother. It's ruled by Cancer naturally. I can't get it to pull up, guys. Sorry. I don't know why this is not showing, but I'm going to put it in there. But when you look at the fourth house is home, self-care, foundations, security, and mother. Right? And so of those words, doesn't it make sense when we're wounded in the fourth house? It's not mom that did it to you. It's the fact that you were wounded there because you're here to teach and grow teach yourself, what do I want for security? What kind of home environment do I want to live the rest of my life in? How do I want to live? Who do I want in this environment? How do I want it to feel? How do I want to feel? Home also rules security. What kind of security do I want? Does this rule my value? Is this what's valuable to me? That's what you're looking at. Okay? So these are great questions, you guys. And what I want you guys to keep reminding yourselves, okay, tonight. If you know nothing about your chart and you know nothing about any of this, and you just take the wheel, put it in the Truth Tribe wall so you can go save it, download it to your phone and keep going, where am I today, right? Someone said creativity as well. I have, imposter syndrome in my creativity. Everybody's creative with a couple of crayons and a piece of paper. Look at a child. They don't ask you if you like their stick figure. They think it's the most beautiful thing ever. We've lost our childlike spirit. We've lost our ability to go, what do you want? And what is so valuable to you? Stop looking online and comparing yourselves. All it's doing is hurting us. So this is why this is coming up. All right. Someone says, how do you know if you're feeling like an imposter? Think of something you'd love to do, my friends. Okay. And think of someone who's doing it big. And if you say, I could never be like them, that's your imposter syndrome right there. You can be anything and anyone you want. Quit getting lost in the weeds. You go to that wound and you ask it, what do I need to do to start growing my confidence in this department? All right. And someone else says, so where Chiron is where the imposter is, or the wound. Both. It's both. It's where you show up of like discomfort. I feel like I feel like I'm an imposter telling him I know this, and I really don't think I know enough, which is not true. That's where you've been wounded. So you probably know more than what you're supposed to know in that department because you've been wounded there. So you had to work through it. You're all here, right? You're all here. You've all shown up. That's the best part of this, my friends. You are warriors. And you wouldn't be at this level if you weren't using your warrior spirit. Does this all make sense to you guys? We have to step into what scares the shit out of us right now. I'm telling you why. Because it feels like I'm using the word imposter syndrome. I'm just telling you where you want to go is begging you. Your higher self is going, please pick bigger. Right? This weekend, Saturday, the DMT method, we are literally 10xing every single slice of that chart to the next level because I'm just giving you one area that probably trips you up every time, trips me up. Ask my husband the night before and the morning of before I go on to stage or do events. We all have it. And then I get on stage, I'm like, oh, that's right. I know how to do this. And then someone throw at me another one. What is it when you start doing something and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do it right. Give me a topic. And then when you think about it again, Jen said her ninth house, she's afraid of her career, but she has a successful career already. So she's already done it, but she's still questioning it. I already do it all day long, but I still question it. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Quit looking for excuses to go where it could go wrong and carve a path out for where you want to go. Whether it's for your security and home, whether it's carve a path out and go, you know, I didn't really feel loved and empowered by my mother. I felt more controlled and maybe, you know, unimportant by my mother. So you're going to find lots of people out there that make you feel unimportant and controlled. That simple, until you take back your power and your authority and say, no, this is how it's going to go. And the whole game changes, my friends. Does this make sense? Yeah. And so remember, the wound is holding your warrior. Don't run away. Walk into wherever that, I always just give you these points because you're like, oh, okay, I can focus on that. When I tell you just wounded warrior or heal your imposter syndrome, where? Because it feels like it's everywhere, right? It's not. It's where your Chiron sits, wherever it is in your birth chart. That is the biggest hotspot you can look for. You can look at your moon too, but this full moon in Aries, you're already feeling it because it's a doozy. Right? Aries rules aggression, assertion, drive, war. It's pushing you to go be assertive for yourself. Yes, Pat said it perfectly, you guys. It's National Kick-Ass Day. Yes, warriors, kick ass. I'm going to leave you with this. Pick you. It's National Kick-Ass Pick You Day. And I'm telling you, there's nothing you can watch right now that is going to tell you to pick you. Pick me, be me. You're not as good as me. Be more like me. It's all bullshit. It's all a movie, my friends. None of it's real unless you give it attention. I want you to love it all on here. Okay? So again, if you're not in the Truth Tribe, again, it's free. If you're looking for these pictures that I post up, I always post them on the wall. You can go open it up, save the picture and download it to keep it so you can follow along. There will be no Truth Tribe next Monday because I'm in Denver for the DMT event this weekend. But we will resume on the 28th. Remember to like and share and invite your friends to the next Truth Tribe, my friends. This is what helps us grow and say, listen to what she talked about. Can we talk about that? What do you think of me? Where do you think my imposter syndrome sits? Where do you think mine is? And they'll tell you, oh, I know where yours is. It opens you up and okay, I got my sword. Dawn says, pull out our swords, okay? Invite your friends, share with your friends, grow. Also, if you want to download your own hotspots and you don't have them, you don't know your chart, comment Z-Book in one of my social medias, follow me on Instagram or social media or on Facebook, and just type Z-Book, all caps, one word, Z-Book, and I'll send you the link. Stop thinking something's wrong with you and start being you. DMT method, by the way, my friends, Sold out. It's totally sold out. I am so excited to see all of you guys attending this weekend. I am so excited to meet you who are newbies who haven't seen yet. Last but not least, if you're listening to this after the live session in YouTube or Spotify, you know the links are always in the notes below. As always, you all know how to find me. I am not hard to find. I'm everywhere. Just find me if you have questions. Thank you for joining me tonight, you guys. Brightest blessings. Have an amazing week. Happy full moon. We're going to follow along with Pat, National Kick-Ass Day. Have a good night. Take care.